Hello guys, welcome to another update for the Mightier Than the Sword indie game project. Today I want to showcase a little bit of the artwork, if I can call it that way, that I've been doing for the game. I think it's really cool, so I thought it was a good idea to show a little bit the art pieces. If you've been following the project, or if you know anything about this, you know that this was the initial idea that I had for the game. It has some hints about the intentions for the UI. I don't know if this is going to be the final UI, but let's just pretend it will be. Then a while ago, I was exploring and sketching. I think there is one of the videos has the exploration for this boss. The Shadow of Doubt is supposed to be like this very sad lady. I had a couple of ideas, and this is the hair that I liked. Like puffy, more puffy than this version. Then we have the false poet, who looks like a guy who likes to smell his own farts. This hand looks horrible, by the way. I promise that when I do the final version, this is going to look better. Then we have the corrupt teacher. It's this angry teacher with chalk, like bullets. These are not bullets. This is chalk for writing in the board, and she has a ruler, and she's very angry. And in phase 2, she begins to get angrier and more corrupt. And in phase 3, she's like this. Wow, she becomes like a plant monster. This is because one of the mechanics is she plants the seeds of self-doubt, something like that. You know, when teachers discourage people instead of nurturing them, and that's kind of a thing in the world. That's why she kind of becomes this plant, because she's spreading these seeds of self-doubt. And I thought it was a really cool concept, and if you didn't have a teacher like this, you were so lucky. I know a bunch of us who did. And now let's go to the new things. This was the sketch for the world, which looks awful, by the way. It was just me doodling and saying, okay, I'm going to put a boss here and a boss here and something like that. What I want to show you guys now is how this ended up looking. This is the world now. It used to be something horrible, and now we make it into something good. Like if you can see here, it's the old version that I used as a template, and now everything is there. We have, and I really like the details. We have a summoning circle here, and we have a print house here, and some shadows coming out of the ground here, and this kind of a small landfill where the troll lives. This small walkway in the forest to get to the hidden cabin where Mr. Block lives. We have this small cabin in the woods as well that is not as horrible as this one. I don't remember which boss goes here. Let me hear it. Oh, the critic. Yeah, of course the critic lives in the outside of the city. Then we have this sort of summoning songs. Then we have an amphitheater. This is for the slave riders. Procrastinity, the hole in the ground, which is where the prejudice amalgam came from. Then we have a library, a sewers where the demon Titivilus lives. We have a lake with an eye, which I don't know, it's kind of creepy. I love it. We have a school, we have 2 temples, and we have Miss Pellier right there. Because he's kind of like a big monster. So, and here we have like this small plaza. This is where we begin the game. This is where we fight. Oh, this is where we fight the false poet. And here we have a shadowy Mr. D, just used as a size comparison, and how we're going to see the main character here. He can just walk around and get to every boss. And then there's this idea that to start the boss fight, you have to interact with these things. Stars are the main bosses, and triangles are the mini bosses. We have the Whitebox level. And this is a size comparison for the other Mr. D, the one we're going to use to fight in the level. It's just a white box, right? It's not supposed to be anything. It's just for the player to, just for me to test things. So this is what I'm going to use for learning and testing mechanics and all that kind of things. This is a little guy that is going to be jumping around. It has already like a small movement animation. It's only meant for placeholder purposes, but eventually I'm going to add more frames into this and make it a little bit more polished, because right now it looks a little bit crappy. And I am working on the sprites for the movement. In combat, we have the walk animation. This is placeholder. Eventually I'm going to add more frames by the idea is to have the character already move right, move left. It has a weapon already, which is the notebook. The notebook is going to be the initial weapon in the game. And we have a dummy, of course, why not? We do need a dummy to test things in our placeholder white box level. So yeah, I'm really happy with this, how this is coming along. I will keep you posted with new updates. Next time I want to show you the implemented white box level, so we can see how the character jumps, how the character attacks, and with a little bit of luck, maybe a damage HP system. So yeah, I'll be seeing you in the next update.